Hiya folks, and welcome back to Dungeons, Dragons and Space Shuttles. So, I've been working on bees a little bit. I think these existed last time we were here, but they are plodding along quite nicely, producing surplus of common and cultivated, because common and cultivated are used in a heck of a lot of bee breeds. So you want a nice basis for them. We're also breeding student queens now, because I said I wanted to get into career bees. So student bees are where you start. And an unpaid student internship, shift right click a hive to make the student drone to watch and alert when the queen is dead. So although these three are nowhere near about to die, this one is empty, and I have a student drone attached to it, so it's saying there's nothing going on in this hive. So that's how a student works. And in here I'm trying to get a graduate going. This is a pure student, so which is why the student drones are stacking so nicely, which means this will just, like this one and this one, I really should just automate this one. Like this one and this one, it'll just churn out more and more new drones. But this one is a graduate in process, which is why these graduates don't stack. And I'm occasionally getting a collector drone or queen out of this process, so I'm really trying to nail down the graduate, because much like the common and cultivated, student, graduate and PhD are the basis for a lot of the career bees. Bees, basically, the career bees. So that's that. I did a bit more. A lot of the things that I've done between episodes are just things which are quite, in my opinion, boring. So please tell me if you'd prefer that you get to watch them. But these are all now tier 2 Infernium seeds, as you can see in the top left there, except for these two on the end, which are tier 3, because I just got that before starting recording. So I get 20 out of this row of 9, 20 Infernium essence out of this row of 9 now. I've also made a rubber and a basalt seed. I didn't really need either of them, but I had some tier 2 crafting seeds because of rewards, and that's what I did with them. Basalt actually is a little bit more useful, because we can make this kind of basalt, which is the tiger kind of basalt, and that is the mod tiger, which is like a tinker's alloying something or other, the one that the ovium and whatnot comes from. Basalt will be very, very useful to us in the future for making tribarium. And then I got rubber because, well, I just had another seed, and that was the most useful to me to make. I haven't really done anything with this crop other than just let it sit here being dumb. I'm really not sure what to do with this stuff. I'm only really using the wheat. We will get to using these potion resources, but I would prefer to make a nicer like dedicated farm rather than the one that we've got going on here for all the potion herbs, because they don't even have to grow that fast, to be honest. Well, I say that, and again, I don't know how often we'll be using it. A creeper squad blew up and took out the side of my mountain. That happened during a blood moon, and you can see we lost the blast furnace and the coke oven. We didn't lose these, which is nice, sort of. But yeah, we've got to make more of those bricks at some point. I'm going to put that off. That's not happening this episode. We also lost our brew, which is really sad, because I was already getting ready to record this episode when the squad blew up. And we had a 0.6 ale in here. So our nice frothy IPA got totally wrecked. Dudes, our IPA is ruined. The Rorax IPA is ruined. Oh well. I moved this forward one because I had it back one, which was a mistake. Just thought I'd point that out, and I added more storage. So I've just been doing little knick-knack type things, reorganizing. Oh yes, I changed my sword blade over to a solium blade so that mobs we kill with it start dropping chunks, which they have. We've got some experience chunks, some skeleton chunks, some zombie chunks, and a slime chunk. So that's good. Oh yeah, I made a compactor between episodes. I don't think it was that interesting to make it a compactor on camera, but again, let me know if that's the kind of thing you want to watch, and tell me off for doing that off camera, because I'll save it next time. I started on integrated dynamics. Reason for that is because I hooked up the blood altar to integrated dynamics. I have a whole lot of stuff going on in here, because I needed so many blank slates, and they're horrendous to make. With one incense, like tier 0 incense jab, I'd normally expect to maybe get 4 blank slates in vanilla, but you get 2. The other problem is, to make a blank slate, you need compressed stone. So you need to cook all the stone, and then you need to compress it. So you need 9 stacks to get a stack of blank slates. And here's the worst part. To get the blank runes, you need 16 blank slates. So you need a full stack of blank slates to get a tier 2 altar. And that's not even considering how many blank slates we're going to need for the future for the rest of the altar. However, this mod is as this mod is. So I'm going to go and get 36 cobblestone. That. Right. I'm going to put that in our nice oven, because the oven has been extremely helpful for doing this. Right. Get that all cooked up. And then we're going to get... I need more than 36. I need 4 times 36. Oh well. I also need this black quartz ore, which... How do I actually get quartz out of you? I furnace you. Which is quite okay with me. So we'll do the same here. Man, mouse tweaks can be so annoying sometimes. Right. So that's the 4 compressed stone there for one of them. Let's just cook a couple of stacks, which will come under. So let's cook another stack using my soapstone, because that's the one that I have the most of. Sure. I am back over. And that's mouse tweaks. Stop it. I'm gonna do it smarter this time. I'm gonna use right click instead. Okay, so that's gonna cook up. And get us all nice compressed. Is it gonna be a blood moon? Oh, don't be a blood moon. Okay, it's not. Let's get a hammer out of my bag. Oh yeah. I upgraded the satchel. It was actually way easier than any other. So we already had the satchel, right? And then to upgrade that, it's 8 invar plates and 4 leather. And then to upgrade that, it's... I said to upgrade that. Oh, pressing U on the wrong one. It's 4 invar plates and 8 electrum. Electrum's super easy. And then to upgrade that, it's 8 signalium and 4 electrum. And the signalium isn't terrible. Like, considering this pack, it isn't terrible. It's just Constantin, which is nickel and copper and redstone, at quite a good, ratio. There we go. I got the word eventually. That's the word I want. Now I need 4 times 4. 16. Thank you. Make me the plates. And we're also not using twice the resources on plates anymore, which is, you know, the main reason to get the compactor. Whew. Okay, so that's all of our compressed stone. I should just do this more often. I don't know why I don't. Force of habit, I suppose. That's all the compressed stone we need. And I'll be back once we have the plates. That's right, plates. Okay, I have my black quartz plates. Also, I upgraded this pack once. That's the Void Smart backpacks. I upgraded that once, so that we had more space for just random tools that we walk around with. Now, also I forgot to mention, but you probably saw it in chat, I cheated in my some tools that I lost, because when I upgraded the satchel, I did not realize it would delete everything that was in the pack, and it did. So I cheated them in at the beginning of this. So I hope you can forgive me for that one. Forgive me my transgressions. So blank, rune, what are we missing? I'm sure we're missing something. Ah, copper plates. Do we have 4 copper plates? It looks like we do not. So let's chuck them immediately into here. And because we're going to have to wait for them, I may as well start moving some things. All this lovely hard work I did with integrated dynamics, useless. Or at least for now. Because, as well as the insane salter, because it's going to come back up here where it was before. Hi everyone. How's it going? I'm just going to murder you a bit so I have some space to work. Hope you understand. Mostly I just have to get ahead of the spawning so they don't immediately jump down. But there we go. We put our blood altar there again. Where it ought to be. Because a tier 2 altar will allow us to create a dagger of sacrifice using an iron sword. Finally, in which case our Vindicators now have achieved their primary role, which is to be bags of blood. Poor Vindicators. Okay, well, there we go. We have our 8 blank runes for our tier 2 altar. Hooray, hooray. What? Oh. I'm also putting that in the wrong position anyway. Just need to go around here. And honestly, I'm going to do this from below this time. We will also at some point redirect the Vindicators so it's better than this weird setup we got going on. But now, thanks to these guys, I need you actually to back off a little bit because I don't want you to hit me prior to sacrificing my health. You will get your turn, don't worry. No. That's some shit, Mr. Creeper. Don't you even think about it. Okay, great. Boop. Right. So I know that I have worked out that one jab of that is definitely about 3,000-ish life points. And for this, we need 3,000. So we should be good to go. And I'm going to stand here so that I can... Well, I'll have to stand here so that I can see the work being done. Okay, well now you're blocking the work being done, sir. Ow! What? Ninja indeed. Okay. Well, I'm not certain why that didn't work. Because I usually get two whole slabs out of... What am I trying to say? I usually get 2 whole slabs out of 1 jab. I'm going to take the sanguine rose and the dirt and I'm going to put it up there because I'm going to have to do, I think, a couple of jabs right now. Sure, you can live right here. That ninja guy's a jerk, huh? He's got regen and everything. Fiery poisonous regen ninja. Sure. Oh, and it killed me. It suddenly did a whole lot of damage. Because I think I had like 4 hearts left, right? Well, he doesn't exist anymore because champions lose their status if they kill a player. So I'm quite thankful for that actually, because it was a very, very annoying combo. Please be gone. Guys, thanks. Also, now I'm all out of sorts. I'm totally off-put by this interruptions from these Vindicators. Excuse me, enchant my dagger. Incense altar. There we go. Okay. Because also, if you weren't aware, a dagger like this, which you get enchanted by a incense altar, will use as much health as it can without killing you. So it takes you down to 1 heart, and even if you have extra hearts. And that all gets translated into life points. So that's nice. Hey, 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 hey. Gravity ninja. What is with these ninjas? I think the reason why I lost so much health all at once was because I actually got hit by one of these dudes, and they do a lot of damage. I'll need to back off. I'm trying to get enough LP in this thing. Okay. Nearly there. So if this isn't 3,000 LP, I don't know what is. Excuse me, give me mine. Ah, that cleared... It didn't clear it. I said it cleared it, but it didn't clear it. I just never revisited the incense altar, did I? I had this all organized in my head, but I was missing a whole lot of steps. Okay, so we should have enough now. I'm gonna murder these folks, these fine, fine folks. Well, actually, now I'm gonna murder these folks. These fine folks. Right, see, and that's why we murder these folks, these fine folks, because some of them light you on fire. Thank you, Sanguine Rose. Be gone. Great. Now, sword. Alright, you have a dagger of sacrifice. Whew. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm gonna murder these couple with my sword. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because I want to have a bit of a show and tell, and I need these guys out of the way, or else they will murder me when I try and show and tell. Out of the way. So, hang on. Here we go. Nice and empty, right? Now, once these fine folks show up again, any day now, guys, you can, like, you have to attract them down here and everything. Hey, you fools. Right. Come down here. I need you down here. Please. All my techniques aren't working anymore. Stop it. You jerk. Right. Thank you. Is that so hard? Yeah, it is one hit kills now. And lots of blood. It's almost halfway, I think. And that was just 4 Vindicators. It's a lot better than what we were doing. Like a lot better. And I have so many tools, and I cannot wait until I have an induction furnace so that I can turn them all into nice iron. Thanks. So, you know, our friends the Vindicators, they're doing their thing. I love it. It's going to be so great. And it's going to be a really good opportunity. I'm going to need to think about how to do it and stuff, because I still don't feel safe enough going in there with them, because they're nasty. They're mean. Need to think about how to shut down the spawners well enough that I can get in there, rearrange things so that I can place the altar nicely and have them all trickle down onto the altar in a more deliberate fashion than me going and poking my head up on occasion to try and get their attention, right? Because that's gonna help us in the long run. Hey, so many axes. Cool. So, something I'd been wanting to knock out for a long time now has been handled. And that brings me to the next discovery I made, which is poison frames. I had no idea Career Bees had its own frames, and when I was looking through the frames, I can't remember if this was in one of the episodes where I didn't record my voice, probably. But Career Bees had some nice cheap frames. You can't make a mutation frame, but you certainly can make an eternal frame and a poison frame, and poison frames are actually quite easy. Which is heckin' great, because let me just consolidate my axes. Here we go. Good stuff. Because these guys take forever to die off, and the progress has been so slow with these bees, and this is part of the reason why I hate bees, is because not only is it RNG, it takes forever. It just takes a really long time, and it's nonsense. So In order to handle that, we're going to make a poison frame, but to make a poison frame we need a brewing stand, which is going to take 1 mana steel plate, 4 bronze plates. You have 2 bronze plates. We can make 2 more bronze plates. Oh yeah, you probably noticed it already because I looked at it a couple of times. However, I didn't talk about it. We also have started on Botania a little bit, just a tiny bit. Don't get excited. I'm not gonna run into as much Botania as I possibly can. Do not make that expectation of me. This is not a Botania YouTube channel. Yeah, so. But anyway, brewing stand. Let's get the stuff we require. Can we make blaze rods out of blaze powder? We can, because I have so much blaze powder. Because killing juggernauts, okay, 58 isn't so much, but it is a lot for this stage in the game. Because juggernauts don't drop blaze rods, they drop blaze powder, and you are forced to fight them. And it's terrible. We need a wood tank and then a bunch of stone. So, no big deal. Although, do I even have the sand left? Because I've used a lot of sand recently. I do. Quickly. Alright. Ow. Thank you for the blaze rods. Stone is in this chest. There it is. And brewing stand. Excuse me? Oh. I have the ingredients for the wooden tank. I don't have the wooden tank. Fair enough. Right, brewing stand. And where am I going to get the nether wart? Haha! Easy. So easy, as it turns out. 2 words. I could either use nether essence and nature essence, which are 2 things that I can easily get access to at the moment, or I can turn red mushrooms into nether wart. Which I would love to do, but I don't have any red mushrooms. Or do I? I probably don't. I tried bone mealing this and it didn't work. No. Was that mycelium I made a while ago? And I was hoping it had produced some mushrooms. But spruce biomes usually have red mushrooms, right? So I'm going to go looking for some red mushrooms and I'll be back. I'm a dummy. Not only is there no mushrooms out here, I can easily make mushrooms. Let me just grab a bunch of this. And a bunch of that. Bam, red mushrooms. So I'm actually only going to use 2 because it's quite expensive to make this nether wart. What just happened? Where on earth did you go? Oh. Recently, the internal server, because this is single player, but the internal server, because there is an internal server with single player, has been a bit laggy, and I'm not sure why. It has been laggy, but it has. So I have to kind of deal with that. But we're going to save that 1 nether wart for that. We're going to grab 3 glass bottles. Am I getting ahead of myself? The poison frame takes poison potions, by the way, and a potion of poison. Does that need an awkward base? What? Excuse me? Poison of potion. Okay, poison potion. Found it. Poison of potion. Spider eye and awkward. Okay, it is awkward. Never mind. It's awkward, just like me. Brewing stand. Other what? Blaze powder. I said blaze powder. Okay, and I'll be back once I have some poison potions.